All right. So I know this comic's been out for a while, but I finally got to read it because Chris had managed to get me a copy, and that is DCKO Boss Battle. Now, yes, DCKO has ended long as this recording, like a few weeks ago, and this comic came out a little while ago. Um, so why am I reviewing it now? Well, I didn't get a chance because I didn't have a chance to read it. So I decided, you know what? I want to do like screw it. This is my channel. I want to do this as its own review. So here we are with this review. So let's kind of talk about DCKO Boss Battle. So for those who didn't read it, basically it acts as a in between issues 3 and 4, where Darkseid in Booster Gold's body has unleashed the Absolute Trinity, or at least evil versions of them, and the Cosmic Council that has been protecting everything has been wiped out except for Grodd and the World Forger. What happens is that the final four, Lex, Superman, Diana, and Joker, are essentially like basically told by World Forger, he's like, no, they have too strong Omega energy. They'll kill you. So you need to gain a little more power. And to do that, I'm going to bring back 4 random superheroes. Those being Star Sapphire, Black Lightning, Batwoman, and Plastic Man. Why those 4? Because the writer, Jeremy Adams, wanted that. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. It felt more like Jeremy Adams just wanted to write those characters specifically, and we got that. So this was, as you guys know, this is the big crossover involving characters from Dynamite, IDW, and Archie, and even from Warner Brothers' own catalog of video games and horror movie characters. So DCKO Boss Battle? What is that? Like what are the fights? Well, of course, they hyped up Superman and Homelander's fight. They hyped up Red Sonja and Wonder Woman. They also had Lex Luthor fighting Samantha Strong from Beneath the Trees from Nobody Sees. They had Plastic Man and Black Lightning fighting Scorpion and Sub-Zero. They had Batwoman and Vampirella, and Joker versus Annabelle. None of these fights matter, if I'm being honest. Like, literally, not a single one of these fights really do matter in the grand scheme of things. It really does feel like these fights really don't matter in any way, shape, or form, because we don't even get definitive endings with these fights. Like, we have Sabrina fighting Star Sapphire, or barely. It's not even a fight. Like, some of these characters don't even fight. That's the thing. Like, Joker doesn't fight Annabelle. He just has moments with her. It's annoying as hell. And then we have, like, Superman and Homelander's fight, which should feel grand scale and epic, but for some reason, it just doesn't feel like that. That's the problem with this. I feel like this should have been a miniseries. This really feels like it was meant to be a miniseries, but we just didn't get that. We got it all truncated into one issue, just to be like, haha, we finally did Superman fighting Homelander and Red Sonja meeting Wonder Woman. I've said this before, it really does feel like DC just does not want to let go of, Warner Brothers doesn't want to let go of how bad they lost it with multiverses. This is supposed to be epic, but I don't feel anything in this moment. The characters they chose, like, you couldn't get, like, Firestorm and Killer Frost to fight Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Also, the fights between Vampirella and Batwoman, they're not there. They're just one page. Same with Star Sapphire and Sabrina. Sabrina is written also, because this is supposed to be Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, apparently, but it's written more like a Sabrina the Teenage Witch that feels more like the classic Archie comics. And yeah, they don't even fight. They just, Sabrina casts the spell, and again, I'm like, I like the idea of different fighters meeting each other and how their powers would counterbalance, but this is the one time you get to do something like this, and we had Zatanna right there. Then again, they did meet, technically Zatanna did meet Sabrina in the Paul Dini, Harley Quinn, and the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy meet Betty and Veronica crossover. Yeah, then we have Lex fighting Samantha Strong, which it is cool that like this character from Beneath the Trees that where nobody sees. It's really cool that this character has gotten the serious recognition enough to be part of this, and I feel like they were just playing a grab bag with all of their favorite collaborators. Yeah, what about Marvel? Marvel, they're just they're working together and still being rivals. Here, like Archie, IDW, Dynamite, even the Warner Brothers stuff, that's either in their wheelhouse or they have a close rapport with in terms of crossovers. So yeah, this felt more like read these other characters' books, because it also feels like Jeremy Adams didn't want to write some of these fights, or if he did, he kind of wanted to do this as a longer book. Either way, this is the most nothing burger crossover comic I have ever read. I felt nothing in what should be Superman versus Homelander. That's supposed to be like one of the biggest crossovers ever, and like you do two things with it: Jack and shit, and Jack left town. I don't know what to say about this. I mean, it's cool, and I'm glad Chris got it for me, but like, man, I was hyped for this book. I really was. So yeah. So what did you guys think of DC KO boss battle? Just let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time, the Multiverse.